Now, to get the other side of the story on Mitt Romney's visit to Israel, the Democratic Party chair, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Congresswoman from Florida. Congresswoman, it appears that while he did not disagree with what his advisor, Dan Sonor, said about we would respect Israel's right to attack Iran, he did seem to be kind of walking back from that without really walking back from it.
Well, I think that's emblematic of and revealing of how Mitt Romney's entire trip overseas has gone so far. I think he's demonstrated pretty repeatedly since he's been out of the country that he lacks the experience, he lacks the preparation and the diplomatic skills to be able to be the commander-in-chief, to be able to be the president of the United States. Starting out in England, in Great Britain, where he insults on the eve of a significant event for one of our strongest allies, makes a huge intelligence gaffe by revealing the existence and saying out loud the existence of their biggest intelligence agency, appearing not to know the name of the opposition leader, and now in Israel suggesting from his campaign staff that we would just go to war and back a decision to go to war, and now appearing to roll that back. Bottom line is, President Obama has said that it is a top priority of the United States of America to ensure that Iran never achieves its nuclear ambition, and that all options are on the table. And in fact, that includes all options, a military option being one of those. Contingency plans exist for those military options, and if Mitt Romney believes that it's time to go to war, to address Iran's quest to achieve the nuclear ambition, then he should say it. In fact, if Mitt Romney has any foreign policy positions at all, which he has seemed to not indicate he has, then he should say them. That's the very least that the American voters can expect, is that when you're running for president, that you outline what you would do and what you would do differently from the President of the United States. I'm going to ask you about this new edition of Newsweek. They have on the cover Mitt Romney, and it says the wimp factor. Now, this is reminiscent of a sort of an infamous Newsweek cover back when the first George Bush was running, and it said, they put out a cover that said fighting the wimp factor. Is Mitt Romney a wimp? Well, I think Mitt Romney has demonstrated repeatedly he has a penchant for secrecy, doesn't seem to have any interest in actually showing the American people his finances, important decisions about his investments, refuses to come clean on his time at Bain Capital and when he was really there, and be held accountable for the outsourcing of jobs and the offshoring of jobs and shipping jobs overseas. When he was governor of Massachusetts, was willing to put a call center in India, of all places, rather than the United States. Has repeatedly demonstrated a willingness to be all over the map. The most recent example is not being at all clear about where he is when it comes to our policy as it relates to making sure that Iran never achieves its nuclear ambitions. So I think he has left quite a bit of doubt about his level of preparation and readiness to be president.
Now, I can't let you off the hook with asking you about some pretty dismal economic figures that came out Friday. Our economy is really just limping along. It is President Obama's policy. He's been there for a long time now. So with the election just 100 days away now, Congresswoman, is the president running out of time here in terms of turning this economy around?
Well, we have made progress from where we were when President Obama took office, when the economy had just contracted almost by 9%. Now we've begun to turn things around and had our 12th straight quarter of growth. We have a long way to go. We need to make sure that we can continue to move forward in creating jobs and getting the economy turned around. The best way to do that is to make sure that we can get Congress to adopt the American and Jobs Act that the president's proposed, which would ensure that we can create 1 million jobs right now, that we can take the bill that the Senate just passed last week to extend the middle-class tax breaks. That ball is in Republican Speaker John Boehner's court. If we make sure that we can provide certainty to the middle class, extend those middle-class tax breaks right now, adopt the president's Jobs Act, then we will continue to make the kind of progress that we need to make.
Congresswoman, always nice to have you. Thank you.
For me too. Thank you.